Nilo, our new Bloom Queen, or should I say Blooming Queen. Well, she's a pretty good character, but she's pretty niche. Let's get right into her artifact set. Now, this artifact section will be primarily based on her playstyle. One thing is fixed, you want 2-piece Tenacity of the Millelith because all her skills kill off of her HP. So that is why we want 2-piece Tenacity. That part is fixed. After that, the next 2-piece can be anything that you want based off of your substats. Obviously, the chosen option would be 2-piece Wanderers or 2-piece Gilded Dreams, but you can use anything else like Noblesse, you can use Emblem of Severed Fate, you can use Heart of Depth, whatever substats you find best. Now, you can also use 4-piece Tenacity of the Millelith, but there's a problem. For the Tenacity's buff, you will only get it once when you use her E skill. You can snapshot that buff onto her kit, and that's about it. Other than that, this buff will not be refreshed. Now, as for main stats, now this depends on her playstyle. For full bloom teams, just use HP, full HP. Also, you want a bit of EM, that is why for full bloom teams, 2-piece of Wanderers will be helpful, and whatever EM substats you get will be helpful because some of the blooms will be caused by her and EM will be boosting those bloom damage. So you want HP and EM for her bloom. Now, as for other playstyles, if you want to use her as an on-field auto attacker, then obviously you want crit and hydro damage over here instead of HP in the goblet. A good crit ratio as usual to aim for is at least 50 to 100. Now, whatever you can get, the more you get the better. Let's get right into her weapons. Obviously, her best in slot is the Key of Kaj Nishut. It gives a ton of HP and it gives EM based off of HP, so it's a pretty good weapon for her. Other 5-star options that you can use is the Primordial Jet Cutter. The passive 20% HP increase will be good for her. You can use the Freedom Sworn, but the passive won't really be helping her out that much. The EM will be helpful, but that's about it. As for our 4-star options, since we do not have any other weapon that gives a HP percentage substat like that, so obviously use EM or ER sword. That will help you. For ER you can use her burst more. With EM she will be doing a bit more damage with her bloom. Not a bit more, a lot more damage with her bloom. So yeah, there is a 3-star weapon with EM min stats, so you can also use that. A 3-star option. One quick little demonstration about her E skill is there are 2 states. Once we press E, we get this stack on the top. If we press it one more time, this is the 3rd one. After that, if we use a basic attack, her sword will be infused with Hydro for the duration, and she will be doing this Hydro infused sword attacks. Now these will be considered as elemental skill damage. And this will be killing off of her HP. Now, the second state with her E skill is instead of Hydro attack, she has this Hydro aura around her, like Barbara's, that will constantly apply Hydro to your opponents. Now, let's talk about her constellations quickly. C1, her personal damage will be increased a bit, and her supportive capacity, that aura that she gets, will be increased by 6 seconds. C2 is extremely good in my opinion because it decreases hydro resistance and end resistance at the same time, so pretty good. C4, her personal damage increases a bit. C6 is very good, but for the amount of money that you will be spending, in my opinion, not really worth it to pull for any constellations on any 5-star. Unless you absolutely want it, don't pull for it. It's not necessary at all. And if you will be pulling for it and are thinking about what point to stop, well, C2 will be a good stopping point, because this is a very good constellation, but not worth it. Her talent priority, level up her E skill and her ultimate. No need to level up her SEG attack. Now, moving on to her teams. Well, there are certain teams that you can use. Obviously, her best team would be with 2 Hydro and 2 Dendro. That is what her playstyle is intended for, because her passive gives the bonus damage for Bloom. But you can use her in Mono Hydro team, you can use her in Vaporize teams, you can use her even as an on-field Hydro attacker if you want. But that's not her forte. So yeah, but obviously her best would be the Bloom team that she's intended for. Now, all of the gameplays are various different gameplays in her different teams. I have uploaded those videos in Spiral Abyss Run, so I'll be linking them in the description. Check them out based on the teams. And that's it. So if this helped you guys, do leave a like, leave a comment, and do subscribe. It will help me out a lot. And I really am interested in knowing if you guys pull for Nilo, and well, if you enjoy her playstyle. So far, I would say she's actually good in her niche. It's a unique playstyle and she's pretty fun to play. Not going to lie, she's very fun to play. But if you ask the question, like, if you ask if she's a must pull, well, obviously not. But this might change when Nahida comes out. She might be extremely good in Nahida.